do this, let's ensure that the cost is reduced and made affordable. Transport and logistics are also some of the areas that we have identified that we need to have a conversation. Stakeholder engagement in public policy, and this is a sign that we're in the right direction, that we are having a stakeholders engagement. I believe out of this conversation, we shall have actionable items that we can measure and see we have made a step when we come to review. Ladies and gentlemen, mine is to commit and reiterate our commitment as an association to work with the ministry and to work with other partners to make industrialization work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Steve. So thank you very much, Tobias, for the remarks. Indeed, we have been walking this journey together, and we look forward to the continued support as we move on in improving the business environment and, of course, enhancing the trade, industry, and investment sectors. Maybe at this point, I would like to also invite our CEOs. Maybe I can start with Nora. Nora, just a few remarks, just greet the gathering. We want to recognize you also as we wait for the CS just about to come. So we could use that opportunity to meet and greet. Thank you. Welcome. Our CEOs, maybe I can start with Nora. Nora, just a few remarks, just greet the gathering.
And we're happy to be here.
For the CS just about to come, so we could use that opportunity to meet and greet. Thank you. Welcome. Let's put our hands together for her.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Nora Ratemo. I'm the Director General of Kenya Development Corporation. And we're happy to be here to have these conversations around business reforms, supportive legislation and policyization, of course with the aim of creating jobs. So I think part of these conversations is, of course, to see how we make it much easier for businesses to be able to carry out their investments in the country. As KDC, beyond that, we're also looking at supporting other sectors. Currently, what is on we're coming up with what we're calling the Green Fund. The Green Fund is intended to go ahead and support businesses to try to start the journey towards a green economy. And I think that would be an active conversation we'll soon be having with all of you in this room. So as we think of also the legislation, I think that's also an important aspect that we also need to look at. How do we do responsible investments within our economy and our country so that we also ensure that we also have a sustainable environment. So happy to engage and welcome all of you again to this session, and thank you the both PSs for leading this exercise. I think it's a very important exercise for the business community. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Nora. Maybe I could also call upon from Karibu. Let's put our hands together for her.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here as I stand on the protocols already established. And just to also add my voice to everything that has been said about the business environment reforms, is to also just highlight the issues that Kenya Export Promotion and Branding does towards nation branding, because we realize that the issue of business reforms affects how our brand as a country is perceived, and as a result of that, also it also has a relationship to the investments that we're able to attract into the country, as well as even the trade that we shall be undertaking. So as Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency, and in our role as trying to enhance the nation brand, we have taken upon ourselves to take 3 programs into consideration. The first one of them is called the Made in Kenya program, where we're trying to be able to position our products from Kenya as being authentic, high quality, and globally competitive. And you realize that positioning has got a direct relationship with the business environment and the reforms that are related to it. So we are a partner in that sense, that we're trying to work towards a common goal, with the understanding that that goal also affects our country and how we can be able to position, because as you engage, you've noticed that really a lot of it has got something to do with lack of information. So maybe what we need to do is then push the information that is necessary for us to be able to appreciate the business forum, business reforms that are happening, and even the business environment. So as KEPROBA, we are quite excited to be part of this, especially in the business forum. I also want to mention that even as KEPROBA, we also are part of the Export Enhancement Program as well. And from the Export Enhancement Program, our objective is to be able to push value-added products in the areas that we are already, our strength in exports. We are basically known as being good in tea, especially in the horticultural space. We have tea, coffee, and also in the horticultural space. But there is now a need for us. We are trading exports from bulk and value-added and non-branded to be able to move it to value addition. And we are happy to partner with Trademark Africa and through the BIP program to move the narrative of Kenyan exports from being bulk and branded and also focusing on narrow markets to now making it globally competitive, value adding to the exports that we have. With the various stakeholders possible, especially when it comes to issues of shaping the narrative of the country when it comes to business reforms. So thank you so much for having us.
So thank you very much, Flois. Let me also recognize KEPSA and also the chair and also the CEO of Retract. Welcome. We'll call you to the podium. I also want to recognize the presence of Agayo Ogambi from the Kenya Shippers Council. Welcome. And all other CEOs that have not mentioned, you're most welcome, and other guests that have come in after we have started. Let me take this opportunity, before I'm accused of not being gender sensitive, to call Dr. Kennedy Chelule from the Special Economic Zones Authority, the CEO. Welcome. Let's put our hands together.
Thank you, Steve. PS CEOs, all stakeholders in the House. I think it's still morning. Good morning. I'm Ken Chelule, CEO of Special Economic Zones. It's unambushed, but I'll try my best. I'm sure you know it's an instrument. It's an instrument for attracting FDIs, and Kenya is also doing its bit. I'll quickly say that SEZ, our role and mandate is to regulate the sector. We also are a developer of zones, and by and large, together with Ken Invest and other government entities, we do generally promotional investment within our zones. As we speak, we have a total of 38 special economic zones in the country, 8 of which are government. The rest are private sector. So these are purely private sector program. Even in the public zone, we onboard private sector to do business or to do what they are good at. These reforms comes handy to us, and it's a follow-up of what we did last year. We made some major amendment in the Finance Act of 2023, where we made some amendment in regards to market access. There was also provision that there was need to encourage backward linkages. And that market access facilitated that. There were further incentives such as exemption of withholding tax, particularly for the non-residents. And I think this to us is coming because we are continually engaging our investors. They've been giving us a lot of feedback, and those feedback you will see them in these reforms. Why are we doing this? We understand that special economic zones are enclaves, for lack of a better word, foreign country within a country. So that means we need to minimize bureaucracy. We need to allow the investors to maximize their operations, their businesses within our zone, for them to be globally competitive. Therefore, the drive toward, for example, minimum licenses or one license if possible is what we aim at. In the end, Kenya government, like other governments, have introduced all these things for purposes of creating as many jobs in order to mop out all the unemployed youth, if possible, so that we can have the talent in form of resources. We have human resources engaging in some meaningful activities. As we speak, as an authority, we have a lot of opportunities for the investors who are here or those who you represent. Currently, in particular in Naivasha, we're offering opportunities to develop the zone. We're looking for partners to do infrastructure, build go-downs that will facilitate investors to come in. And where you are involved in direct business, manufacturing or other form of business, we also offer plenty of opportunities to invest directly